Well, this is an interesting occurrence, at least I find it so. I'm using the Shure KSM11 here. And I've been working on this track in Suno, an original. And I'm doing a video about it, about my process, which is very old school, all mapped out, they're all written out, and then I'm playing it in, and I sang the drums and blah, 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 and then I uploaded it. And I was quite pleased with the result so far. I'm not quite sure where to go from here. So I sent it to my friends, and they said, yeah, they liked the song, which was nice. I was quite pleased with it, particularly the way it turned out, just as a kind of an accident, really. And it's completed. And I was speaking to my friend on the phone, and she's a mother of 4. I mentioned that because she's very practical, sorts things out. You can imagine that they're grown up now, but you can imagine when they're younger, you've got to get their breakfast ready, you've got to get this sorted, you've got to get their clothes sorted, you've got to get them to school on time. I think she works as well, and her husband works, and it's all got to be. So, no nonsense. If you're messing around, stop. Connor, you want something else in your sandwich? No. This is as it is. Eat it. A bit like that. Very practical in that sense. So I played it to her, and she was very impressed and said, and the quality of it all as well. I said, yeah, so the idea for me now is I'm thinking of replacing the bass, but I'm listening to it, and I'm thinking the bass is better than my playing. It changed it a bit. It did copy my bass line, but it added some bits to it, which I would have to practice considerably to achieve. And she said, well, why do you want to do that then? I said, well, yeah, maybe I'll leave it. So I'll replace the singing. I'll go and do the singing. And she said, why do you want to do that? I was thinking, what do you mean, why do I want to do that? She said, well, it sounds a bit like you. It doesn't sound exactly like you, but she said, it's very polished. The whole thing. The singing, she said, is relaxed, it's accurate. Well, of course. She says it's nice, it doesn't do too much, which you do sometimes. You get a bit jazzy doing this stuff and thinking, she doesn't like that. She just like, keep it simple, mostly, but it does some things. And she said, yeah, so why would you want to replace it? Because it sounds like you've gone into a studio and spent a lot of money. Now, she doesn't know about compression or EQ and all that stuff. If you took it to a studio, she wouldn't know anything about it, really. She'd listen and hear it, I'm sure, but does it need EQ? I don't know. So what she's basically saying is the whole thing, with the singing as it is, sounds like what her kids listen to on the radio, the quality of it. She says the quality sounds very good, but there's something about it that sounds very produced. So effectively what she's saying is you've got this integrated, produced thing, and you're going to go and stick your singing on it. It's fact what she's saying. Or I suppose I could go into an expensive studio with the track and have my voice do all that stuff, compression, all the stuff they use. I noticed that you could hear everything on the vocal track. So it's just been sorted. It's just been sorted, really. I'll have a go at singing it, why not? But it opened my mind to maybe not. What am I about? Am I into the song and the final product? The song and the final product is probably best leave it as it is. A couple of things then about that. One, if I have now just scanned my voice in, so you do various things and you say various things and it scans your voice. So the next time it puts a vocal on there, it did sound a bit like me anyway. It obviously listened, and but it should sound even more because I've done the various things it says to do to scan your voice. So there's that. I could go to a studio and it wouldn't cost that much. Hopefully, I'll get the takes done, practice it. So I'm, just do a few takes, wouldn't take very long, and have it fitted in better. Learn how to do it myself. Maybe I'll have a go at that first. I get my satisfaction from these covers that I do in this room here, just piano and voice, with no processing. So it's as organic intelligence as you can get, if you like, apart from the reverb. And of course, I'm using a computer to record it on. But what I'm saying is there's no manipulation there at all. So I get my organic fulfillment from doing that. So maybe with this other thing where they're the songs, maybe it's like I've got a separate artist, an alter ego type artist, which isn't Kind of is me, because I write the songs, I write the lyrics, I write the chords, I play, it copies my riffs and all that kind of thing. And it copies my styly with the vocals, I noticed. My styly with the vocals, I noticed. My styly with the vocals, I noticed. When I did something like that, I noticed that it did that, the singer, and that the band did a little bit of that underneath. My goodness. So I don't know. I'll just keep playing. I'll just keep playing. It never occurred to me not to sing it, but I get her point. She meant it in the nicest possible way. Why ruin it? Anyway, that's quite something for me to. Wow. Okay.